but you are
What's
one.
up, everybody? Welcome to episode 163 of the Clever and Original Podcast. I am one of your hosts, Kayley Misialek. Alongside me, the man with the plan, Jayden Reinhart.
Pokemon Go's for nerds.
It is. Or for normies, one of the two. Haven't figured it out yet.
I actually like Pokemon Go.
Well, it was for normies until...
It was. Until all the normies quit, including myself.
Now it's for Pokemon.
Because
now it's for Pokemon Go nerds.
Yeah.
Okay, so episode 163, right? All right.
Yeah.
So okay, 6 plus 3, right?
Yeah, right. And this is
Nine.
JJ
nine.
right here.
All right, there's 9. Okay. Now, we take, the 6 plus 3, we at 9, subtract 3 from that, divide it by 1, we get 6. We can put the 6 in front of the 9. 69. There you go.
Wow.
Mathematician. Well, what do they call that when people try to make theories?
I don't know what it's like.
Just numbers.
I don't know. I know there's something for insane machines that do simple tasks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are they called? I don't remember. But
Those
like
things.
a ball that drops and knocks a lever, which
and then it does all this other shit, and
then it opens like a door.
Yeah, the end is just like something stupid.
No, but then you got those people that are like, "What's the answer to life? The answer to life is 42. 4 plus 2 is 6. 6 is the first letter, and 6 is the first number, and 69. There are 3 members of Pantera. 9 minus 6 is 3. Coincidence? Like people that do that. I don't actually know how many members in Pantera for the rap.
I don't know. I don't even
not.
actually know what Pantera sounds like, which is odd because I feel like I should. They're a relatively popular
They did
band.
Cowboy to Hell.
Oh, that song? That's them?
Yeah.
That's Pantera? Okay. Huh.
I have no idea.
I expected them to be
I can't
heavier
remember
than
the
that.
actual name of the song. I'm a little ashamed. They also do Cemetery Gates.
Okay. Probably heard them at work at some point on the radio or something. Someone probably...
On the radio.
The music that we listen to is much better than since we got that's like Bluetooth speaker. Yeah. We don't have to listen. We don't have to listen to like bullshit.
Kesha to Justin Bieber to.
Well, that I don't think that only happened like once, but like the music in the kitchen.
Okay,
like
yeah, so it's different from what's out in the.
Yeah, the music in the kitchen. Well, for a while it was like the classic rock station here, which.
Yeah.
Medium bad, like half the time.
It's just the sound of silence every 5 songs.
God, I hate it when that happened.
Not by.
I hated when that happened.
Simon and Garfunkel.
It was the Disturbed version.
Disturbed, yeah.
And it was like it was just played so much. I don't know why it came up so much. It came up like 1 to 3 times a shift.
And then you're like, oh, time for my break. And you walk out into the bar and they're playing it on the jukebox. It's like, stop! Please!
Well,
anything else?
There was that time they did, before the Bluetooth speakers happened, where they did that thing on the radio where they play like a bunch of songs from one person in a row. Mm-hmm. And they did 6 Kid Rock songs. Oh. And I just wanted to fucking die.
Like walking up and down the block.
It was so terrible. Like, I was just like, why? This classic rock station is playing fucking Kid Rock right now. Like, Jesus Christ. What has happened?
Sad times.
Yeah.
And then they played the Kid Rock song. The one of them that they played was that one where they take the Sweet Home Alabama and Werewolves of London music and make it into this horrific abomination.
What is it?
I don't remember the lyrics, but it's terrible.
Singing Sweet Home Alabama.
Yeah. That's really popular around here.
It hurts me. It hurt me every time I heard it.
That's
made me want to kill people.
That's fair.
Mm-hmm.
It's a proper response to Kid Rock.
Yeah.
So if you haven't listened to us before, we are the Clever and Original Podcast. We talk about comic book movie type stuff, video game type stuff, particularly in that order.
That's the order.
Yeah, that is the order. And then usually, I don't know, killing people, I guess, over music. But that only happens
specifically Kid Rock.
That only happens on episode 163.
Right.
So the next one, episode 163, for future.
Yeah.
So let's get on with some news. Captain Marvel, they released their first trailer this past week. We all saw it. what are our thoughts on Brie Larson in the trailer and just this whole trailer in general for the movie?
Blockbuster.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Blockbuster was in there.
Like the Blockbuster rental store is there to set the time. Like this is the 90s, which is interesting. Just because it seems not that recent. Blockbuster was, places.
Yeah. It is a good, time marker, though, just to be... Because you got to let the audience know this happened before a lot of other stuff.
Right, and they didn't need
And
to
they've
put the,
already
90s sort of, 19 whatever, like they have with some other parts in the MCU.
Mm-hmm.
Granted, this was a trailer, so...
Yeah, so maybe, but...
Yeah, I think the trailer looks pretty good. I am a little wary about the whole amnesia aspect. She just forgets things, and it's that's a really bad plot device.
Yeah, there's a cool direction it could take, but it is pretty overdone in general.
And it doesn't it's just hey, we need this person to do something, but they need to forget everything in order to do this.
We gotta.
It's okay.
Yeah.
It has to be new to the audience, basically. So let's wipe the character's memory. And
Yeah.
so I'm worried about that. Suit looks cool. She winds up and fucking power punches this grandma.
Yeah, that's
it's
the best
a
part.
bus.
That's the best part. I love it. I hope we get to see more ridiculous shit like that.
I feel like we're gonna be seeing a lot of memes on that.
Well, yeah,
Like,
the internet.
on the face.
The internet reacted to it very oh my god, Captain Marvel is punching elderly people. And just odds are she's probably a Skrull.
Yeah.
Not Captain Marvel, but the grandma.
The grandma. Why would she be punching her otherwise? That just wouldn't make sense. Yeah.
Euthanize.
Damn. All right.
Fashion way.
Shit.
Punch him in the face.
Didn't even have the decency to use a gun.
Well, she is she could just probably knock someone out just by tapping them.
Yeah, I know, but if thinking back, if someone just, you were just punching someone to death to euthanize them, damn.
That'd be a little intense.
Yeah, that would be. But Captain Marvel is not. Well, I think I'm not sure if I posted this on Twitter or not, but it was Captain Marvel. She's not your grandma's superhero. In fact, she'll punch your grandma in the face.
She will.
Fact.
Yeah. Sam Jackson looks very young, and he's got 2 eyes. Obviously he does have 2 eyes.
Yeah, but he has.
But
he has
Nick
2 eyes.
Fury has 2 eyes. His character.
Yeah.
He does have 2 eyes.
And it sounds like he's more like an agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. right now than the director of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah. Yeah. That'll be kind of interesting to see him in not
actually doing
Yeah.
things.
In his glory days, sort of. Yeah.
Yeah, and that anti-aging effects, it's kind of working now. I know it's gotten better over the years, but you can still kind of tell. This one was pretty good, I think.
Yeah. It did actually look pretty young, considering, yeah.
And then we got Clark Gregg back as Phil Coulson. He showed up for a brief second in the trailer with hair on the top of his head. Which he didn't have before.
Didn't have hair.
This is the first movie he's
Fury
been
has
in
hair,
since the Avengers in 2012.
Yeah, he's just been on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. since then.
Right, yeah. And he kind of died in the Avengers. And, I know Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., brings him back to life. But, for, if you don't watch that show, you probably don't know that. Or the average moviegoer doesn't know that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's been brought back to life, yeah.
So, yeah, pretty cool. First look of the Skrulls. I guess we kind of got to look at them in the photos.
Yeah.
Photos, but now in an actual moving picture.
Yeah. So yeah, looks like there's going to be a lot of, I would say, It's not an origin story, but I feel like there's going to be a lot of flashbacks to her getting her powers.
Yeah. And I mean, going back to the whole amnesia thing, like that's kind of a cheesy, overdone way to do it, but it does it, I guess.
I mean, yeah.
We'll learn about her.
I just
kind of.
I don't know. I guess like the tone I got. I guess not really the amnesia stuff, but like it felt like a Captain America sort of like film.
Actually,
like Winter Soldier, kind of.
Now that you say it, yeah, I kind of got some vibes in that direction.
Marvel does a lot of flashbacks, though. Like in a lot of their films. Not all of them.
Well, yeah, I mean, I guess if you count, I mean, Captain America, does that count as a flashback because the entire movie's a flashback?
Yeah.
Well, I guess no, it doesn't because it's, you know, Captain Marvel would technically be
Wonder
too,
Woman
but
is
you
the
know.
same thing, right? The
Yeah.
whole movie's a flashback.
Right, but that's like, it's not in, you know, now that I said it, it's not in the first Avenger because we're following him in the 1940s and then he jumps to the future. It's not like him looking back.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
not.
On his
There
time.
isn't like it's not the same thing.
Yeah.
But there was like an Iron Man 1.
Mhm.
Don't think there wasn't any Iron Man 2. Was in Incredible Hulk. There was in I think Thor. Yeah, Thor always starts with the flashback, like telling of the story.
Defenders does a lot. The Netflix series.
Yeah. Avengers didn't. Winter Soldier there was. Iron Man 3 I think there was.
Yeah, I think
Flashbacks to the Avengers. Thor the Dark World. Age of Ultron. Yeah.
There were flashbacks
With
in that.
the Scarlet Witch
Witch's-
stuff.
Yeah.
There's just so many like little ways to.
I don't think there was in Civil War. No, there was. Sorry. At the very start of the film.
I
Doctor
like
Strange.
my favorite like backstory. It has to be done really well. You have to have a really good actor and really good writing. But I mentioned it a few episodes ago. Recommended movies, Sling Blade.
Yeah.
In the movie in the very beginning to like tell you about his past, he like sits down and tells you, and like the voice is like, you know, he has this particular voice that's really creepy and offsetting. The way he tells the story puts a little like horror spin to it.
Right.
It's kind of a flashback, I guess, still, but not like a visual one you see on screen. It's just him like with a monologue, and that's one of my favorite ways to like quickly tell someone something that happened. Is put them in a situation where they have to tell their story.
I feel like they're gonna like go like because you know she from the trailer. Now Marvel has thrown misdirections in trailers before, like Infinity War. The whole Wakandan scene didn't even happen in the movie and everything.
Yeah.
But like the way it looks like is that she is like falls down to earth for some reason and like doesn't remember anything, and I assume her going through stuff with Nick Fury will like jog her memory or something.
Yeah.
Also I'm just curious to see how she even loses her memory.
I'm curious about that.
I think there was a scene in there where she was like, looks like tied up. There was something going into her
thing going to her head.
And based on what we know, my theory is that because she's part of a Kree like military group, squad, force, whatever. And my theory is that maybe they brainwashed her to think that she is Kree. Because, I mean, she does have Kree in her because of, you know, her powers were taken from Marvel. And so maybe the Kree, like, erased her memory so that she doesn't, like, leave. And she helps them with the battle against the Skrulls.
That would make sense.
Yeah. Some kind of mind trickery like that. As long as it doesn't get crazy like Inception.
It's actually, this whole entire movie was just a
A
dream.
dream.
Captain Marvel has been just in space this whole time. And, you know, she should have gone for the head.
Yeah, clearly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, I was just curious, like, because, like, once they introduce, like, Skrulls, right? Like, anybody can be a Skrull.
Yeah, I guess once people know about him, it's like, oh, now. Oh,
Right,
Iron
so,
Man,
like,
Skrull.
they could be like, oh, by the way, this whole time Captain America was a Skrull. He didn't actually get frozen in ice. He died back in the 1940s.
Yeah, Captain America Skrull whole time.
That'd be insane.
That'd be nuts.
But
Yeah, you could do that to
I
literally anyone.
yeah, I doubt that, but I mean, it's possible.
Spider-Man Skrull.
Yeah.
Boom.
And then it turns out the actual Spider-Man is Tobey Maguire. And he's just like, you know, emo. And he's just like jazzing, snapping, and coming down the street.
He gave up Spider-Man altogether, and he's just
like,
snapping
get some of this. And just like, you know, and just like doing a weird dance, you know.
finger guns and
Yeah. And like, he's got the black suit, and he's just like Venom.
Oh god.
Venom movie comes out, it's just Tobey Maguire.
Oh my gosh. Topher Grace.
Yeah.
But yeah.
No.
I actually watched that over the weekend because it's on Netflix. It's the only Sam Raimi movie on Netflix, or at least the Spider-Man Sam Raimi stuff.
Mm.
It's as bad as everyone remembers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ugh.
J. Jonah Jameson is the best part of that movie.
He's the best part of every movie.
Yeah,
Jonah Jameson's pretty awesome.
yeah. J.K. Simon does a really good job.
JKJ.
All right. Shall we move on? Any more else to say on Captain Marvel?
No, excited.
Yeah,
Cool,
comes
continue.
out March 8th, International Women's Day. So moving on, Daredevil for Netflix. Their season 3 trailer dropped, announcing an official release date of October 19th, very soon, within the next month.
Oh yeah.
So what are our thoughts on this trailer? Kind of giving a sort of tone. I know we already talked about the teaser last week, but there's a new one, got some new things in it. What are our thoughts on this release date trailer?
I mean, it definitely confirms everything we were thinking when he was in the teaser. When he was sitting in the booth and talking about how he doesn't want to be a lawyer anymore. Like,
Yeah.
oh, he's going to the darker side.
Yeah,
He
now
might be.
yeah.
And with this trailer, it's like, yeah, he's definitely like killing people now. Like he's straight up
Yeah,
like flashback to that line Punisher gave him, "You're one bad day from being me." Like that bad day happened, and now he's like martial arts Punisher, basically.
Right, yeah.
He's just like, he's going hard
Punchy
now. He's gonna
Punisher.
fuck people up.
Yeah,
and it
he's
looks like
not-
yeah, and he's got the black suit again, maybe
Yeah.
trying to avoid being seen as Daredevil.
yeah.
Maybe, I don't know, or maybe he lost the suit after what happened in the Defenders.
Mhm.
But yeah,
Possible.
looks interesting. He mentions, you know, the only way to finish off or to defeat evil is to finish it off. Sounds very like he's gonna kill somebody.
Yeah.
And obviously they made references to Wilson Fisk, the Kingpin, with cufflinks.
Mhm.
So we're gonna get some. Ah, God, I'm excited for this season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what if Fisk comes back?
I mean, that's
Kills
like,
Fisk.
ooh, that
Ooh.
could happen.
Straight up.
Well,
kills
so
him
so
dead.
this is interesting,
And that
right?
that gets super fucked. Like if that was like the end of the season, and then like,
dies, cut to black.
and like you're
Roll
just
credits,
like,
and it's
you're
like,
just
oh my
you're just
God.
like,
well,
what the fuck?
that would be insane, right? Like
Yeah.
Daredevil has been like always against killing. Like he'll like fuck you up, send you to the ER
Mhm.
and everything, but like he doesn't kill,
Yeah.
right? Because like he's Catholic and like
Yeah.
that'd be like very bad for him. Like,
Yeah.
and so like if he kills like people, like that's like even season 2 was all about that with like the Punisher and everything.
Mhm.
So that would be something
Yeah.
really like interesting to see that deal with that whole thing.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like his character is so well established that would be pretty awesome to watch.
Yeah.
Like, just suddenly, like,
lose his shit.
lose his
It's
shit.
just
Yeah,
I don't
after
think
all
it's-
the stuff that's
It's
happened.
not
I don't
sudden,
think
but
it's
it's
sudden,
It's
like-
sudden. It
like
is
after-
gradual, right?
After all the stuff that happened in like season 2 and the stuff that happened in the Defenders, like Daredevil has been through some shit,
Yeah.
and like, you know, like he almost died in Defenders, so
Mhm.
like, you know, I don't really want to spoil too much, but you know,
It's been out for a little while, though.
yeah.
But, yeah.
So yeah, really cool. Really excited. Actually, a lot earlier than I thought it would be. I thought this was like coming in December. It's coming within a month. It's less than a month. Also, I'm wondering if does Netflix like must have like changed their announcements. I mean, maybe it's been happening for a while, but maybe I just noticed it. Is that they're announcing things like pretty close to like release date. Versus like the original Daredevil was announced like a year or two out. And then the season 2 was also announced like right away or whatever. And this is like Iron Fist season 2 and like Luke Cage. Everyone that's come out this year basically has been like a month beforehand or like 2 months beforehand.
I think it's a really smart way to do it, too, because you get that hype and you get it almost at the peak when it's that close.
Right.
And you get the majority of people who saw the trailer watching it, as opposed to, how Final Fantasy likes to do it.
Where it's like 10 years.
10 years later, it's like, does anyone even know what Final Fantasy is?
Does anyone give a shit?
So Final Fantasy 15 coming out in 2012,
Final
10?
Fantasy 15 came out in 2015.
Right, so 2007. No, it's actually coming out in 2015.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
fucked up.
Yeah.
So, and I think Marvel's doing it the right way. Like, I think, especially like, if you're Marvel and you're shooting like all these different like movies and TV shows at once, like waiting a little longer until you know for sure, so you don't have to delay anything.
Mm-hmm.
Smart move.
Yeah.
I mean, they're Marvel anyways. You just
Also, this is
slap
like their
that on
fourth
whatever.
show in the year, which is like
Yeah.
they went from 2 in a year, I think, straight to 4. I mean, I guess last year kind of had 3 if you count like the Defenders as a series, but that was more like a mini series.
Yeah.
It was a little shorter, yeah.
Yeah.
So like 2.5, and now they're at 4 a year. So
Yeah.
that's awesome. I love it though, you know,
Yeah.
because I love these TV shows. So,
More of it for sure.
and I'm glad they're not like doing the whole thing where they're waiting for the other show to get done, because then that would just take way too
Yeah, it
long.
would just take
between.
like 10 minutes. It would take way too fucking long.
So yeah, awesome. Daredevil season 3. I'm excited. We're all excited.
Hell yeah.
October 19th, within a month.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's move on. Marvel has got their director for the Eternals. Chloe Zhao is going to be directing the Eternals, which was created by Jack Kirby. Matthew and Ryan Firpo are writing the script for this superhero team. And it's based on superpowered near immortal beings known as the Eternals. They were like an offshoot of the Deviants, which were created by cosmic beings known as the Celestials. It's a very cosmic sort of group. And yeah, also, apparently Zhao, who is a Chinese-born, was also in the short list for Black Widow, but that went to Kate Shortland instead. Interesting to note, I think this is the first, I could be wrong about this, but I think this is like the first like solo female director for Marvel. They have a female director for Captain Marvel, but they also have another director, so it's like a partnership. And I think this is the first one that's just like, just a female director. So what are our thoughts on Marvel tabbing Chloe Zhao as the director for the Eternals?
I guess I haven't seen a whole lot of Chloe Zhao's work, but it looks like she's been in the game since 2008. Yeah, I mean, at this point, I trust Marvel.
Yeah, I mean, they pick good people for these things. So.
Yeah, according to her Wikipedia page, she's only really got 2 films that have been like reviewed, or at least according to this. Songs My Brother Taught Me, which has a 91% on Rotten Tomatoes, and The Rider, which has a 97% on Rotten Tomatoes, a 92 on Metacritic.
Nice. Well, she directs good movies then.
Yeah. So very new film director. I think Marvel has really been going into that, finding, directors who are fairly new to the game, I guess, if you'd call it.
Well, it's good to do that too, especially if you plan on using or having someone to work with you for a long period of time. Because when you start young and early in their career, then you got them for countless years after, as opposed to if you start with someone who's experienced.
Right, they want more.
Who knows how close they are to retirement?
And they also really want more like one like movie things versus like I think it's also just cheaper.
I was gonna say, I think Marvel's saving money this way too.
Not that she probably doesn't deserve, all that extra money, but like, I assume that they can get, they don't have to pay as much for like newer directors than like ones who are more established.
Right.
So yeah, interesting. I think this is also like one of the first. I think this is the first Chinese director that Marvel's taken.
Can't think of any offhand.
So yeah, a lot of firsts for Marvel, and it's nice to see they're going for directors that aren't white and male all the time,
and that aren't like super famous already.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Get some new blood in the game.
Yeah, shake things up a bit. So there's that. And continuing with Marvel news, on Disney's streaming service that they will be creating here, they, according to Variety, Disney is developing limited series for that streaming service, which will include characters from Marvel's Cinematic Universe, including Scarlet Witch and Loki. And then Elizabeth Olsen and Tom Hiddleston will reprise their roles respectively.
So this is for like a project for the streaming service?
Yep. So the idea is to give characters who might not get as much screen time in like movies and give them a spotlight, basically. So like Scarlet Witch probably deserves to be a main character in a film, but she's really only like a side character in like Avengers films.
Yeah.
And there's that, and then obviously Tom Hiddleston has put so much into Loki that he's become like this major favorite, and so I wouldn't be surprised to see like War Machine Don Cheadle or like Anthony Mackie's Falcon and other characters like that. Hopefully we would get newer characters too, but from the sounds of it, this looks like on characters that won't have the focus for their own film. Oh, Hawkeye, that would be awesome.
Hawkeye just going around.
Yeah, because like he's probably not gonna get his own movie.
No,
and so like
probably not. Having
something like this would be cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, interesting to know it. So a lot of that stuff going on to the streaming service. We've talked about it before, our thoughts on the streaming service, but could be interesting to see what they're doing to put original content on that service.
Yeah.
And then our final bit of movie news, or I guess TV and movie news. Joaquin Phoenix's first photo of Joker as the Joker in a standalone spin-off film has come out. And I don't know, to me it looks like a combination of like Heath Ledger and like, I would say like an actual clown, but if we want to compare it to other Jokers like Jack Nicholson.
A little bit. Kind of like the OG Joker, actually, like the 60s Batman one.
Oh, yeah.
Sort of like a mix between that and the Heath Ledger one. That's kind of what I see. And it's hard to tell, like, just visually, like, how would, like, an actor playing the Joker, like, how would that all go over, because it's so, like, you kind of have to get the whole package before you can really tell, like,
right.
kind of what's...
I will say one thing. This is this looks a lot better than, like, Jared Leto's Joker, just by the visuals.
Way better.
So that makes me feel better. I like how he looks more like a clown, I guess, if you will. Like, the Joker from The Dark Knight, Heath Ledger was great, but, like, he was just more like a maniac. Whereas this looks like something like it, you know,
yeah,
or
something a little scary,
or like an actual clown, you know, like the more like, you know, instead of like this sort of stylized thing. Obviously, you need them to differentiate, but like, it's good to see that they're like going in on the sort of clown look.
Yeah, I'm going through a lot of images and comparing, and he does have like the same like 60s Joker smile, like pointed up. But I can't, like, I don't know, those eyes, I like the eyes, but can't quite place it.
Yeah,
they seem familiar for some reason. He's definitely got that Heath Ledger hairstyle.
Yeah, the kind of, I don't know, long, like, shaggy.
Yeah, shaggy sort of thing.
Yeah.
Well, obviously green, but
I like Joaquin Phoenix a lot, so I'm excited to see him do this.
Yeah. So it should be interesting. It comes out October 4th of next year, 2019. Okay, that does it for the movie news. Let's get on to some video game type news.
Video games.
Major news. Telltale Games is doing a majority studio closure with a lot of layoffs and not a lot of support for future games. There's reportedly only 25 employees left. They'll be working to complete The Walking Dead's final season. I don't think they. They will not. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
And
they're not doing that.
And then they're working on a Minecraft story mode for Netflix. And so Walking Dead final season will conclude after the release of episode 2, so that won't actually get like a completed ending. So it sounds like those 25 employees will only be there to finish Telltale's obligations currently, and it sounds like they will also be let go after this happens. So, and then they laid off 25% of its staff in last November, trying to change things up and make it, I don't know, easier. But so thoughts on this, the closing of Telltale Games?
I don't know, I always like, the first Walking Dead was awesome, I guess, the first series that Telltale did. But after that, there weren't a whole lot of Telltale games that like got me, that like really caught my attention or made me interested.
Yeah, I played a few of them, but Wolf Among Us is really good.
Wolf Among Us, I guess, is also
really fucking good.
Wolf Among Us and The Walking Dead season 1, I think, were the only two that I like really got into and finished completely. All the other, like the Batman Telltale. I played a little bit of Minecraft story mode, actually. I was cleaning up my Steam library. I was just playing all my games.
Yeah.
it's okay. I don't know.
Yeah.
It just seems like their format was pretty, like, cookie cutter.
Yeah.
After the first couple ones they did, and then just didn't get interesting. It was like, oh, another Telltale game. Like, it was just super obvious.
Right. There was like a sort of like what a Telltale game.
Yeah, you know what it's gonna be.
Like, you know how Bethesda, like, you can glitch through rocks and, like, the physics are about the same. It's like the same kind of feel.
Yeah.
The art style's exactly the same. You got, like, the same kind of bugs happening where a scene will start with no dialogue or something like that.
Yeah, they never fixed anything.
They never fixed, yeah.
So
it was kind of bad.
It's a little sad to see,
It's sad still.
any studio close.
For sure.
Yeah.
I think a lot of these people should get jobs. I mean, they've done some really great stories in these games, even though they may have been, like, buggy and whatnot.
Yeah, and then you just say, oh, I worked on Wolf Among Us. People be like, oh, shit.
Yeah. I'm hoping, maybe, that talent will get dispersed and we'll get some good shit in other places. But maybe somebody will buy, like, the company itself, even though it's, like, kind of going under. They could buy the company and all the other stuff with it. So
for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think if they would have kept with, like, lesser known comics, they would have done a lot better, though. Like what they did the Fables universe with Wolf Among Us. Mm-hmm. It's Walking Dead was pretty popular.
I guess it really depends, right? I think it's more like I don't know, based on cursory knowledge. I could be completely off on this, but based on like business practices they made after they got success, like hiring a bunch of staff and committing to a bunch of different projects.
Yeah,
over committing.
Yeah,
resources and
right.
It's a shame, but not before its time.
Yeah.
I think it's a solid time for Telltale to tell its last tale.
It's unfortunate, though, that obviously it's unfortunate that people lost their jobs, but it's also unfortunate that they can't finish.
There's plenty of good games. I would be really surprised if any of them had a hard time finding a job after this one.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on. Sony is copying Nintendo and entering the mini console market. They're announcing a mini version called the PlayStation Classic. It's a mini version of the original PlayStation console, and it comes with 20 games from that console, including Final Fantasy VII and Wild Arms, and launches this December. And comes out December 3rd, which is the day the original PlayStation launched in 1994. Be 45% smaller. Comes with an HDMI cable, USB original PlayStation controller, and costs $100. So no other words on like what other games will be on it. But yeah, so thoughts on this PlayStation Classic?
Like, why would you pay $100 for like 20 like games from like 20 years ago?
Yeah, Nintendo has a bit more of a reason to, because their games are older.
Yeah, their games are older and like more iconic than anything that's on this.
Right,
and like it's
the iconic stuff from PlayStation are like Crash Bandicoot, Spyro, and those are all owned by like third parties.
Yeah, and we got remasters of those right now.
Yeah,
so
right.
We have the Spyro remaster and we had the Crash Bandicoot one as well.
And they're not. Oh, sorry. And they're not like Jay said, not like Nintendo, where they've got these iconic games and characters from back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're definitely like just like Battle Royale came about and everyone jumped on that train. This is exactly the same thing.
And it's like, why not just...
Yeah, Sega's also making one, by the way.
Yeah.
I think we've already
like why? Like, I know it's easy money. It's easy money. People will buy this. That's, that's just going to happen.
Yeah.
But it's like there's... PS4 doesn't have back compat, right?
Right.
It's just like there's all these like things. This is just kind of another layer of like silliness on top of all of that.
Like, and another thing about the Nintendo thing is like you can't like backwards compatible play those games, right?
Yeah. Well, you can
I mean,
virtual console if they have
right. Yeah, I think Xbox had made like a snarky tweet
They
about
did.
this with you can play Xbox Classics on your Xbox One because of backwards compatibility.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So, yeah, that's just something, I guess. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I was never even a fan of like the NES Classic and the SNES Classic, and I think those have more reasons to exist than this does.
Yeah.
And I think this is more expensive than those were. Those were like, I think $60, and this is $100.
Do you know what we need? Plug and Play Mini Classic. A smaller version of those shitty plug and play consoles with like third party crap.
Oh yeah. Like I had one for like arcades games or whatever, like Pac-Man and like Dig Dug and other things.
Those were awesome.
But yeah, yeah, I don't know why you would get this,
No,
but
it doesn't make sense.
but I guess I don't know why I would get the NES Classic either, and
right.
I have no desire to buy like any.
Well, it's
these
like
sort
it's
of, like
like right now it's cheaper to buy an original PlayStation.
yeah.
I have a PS2.
Yeah.
Also,
Yeah.
a PlayStation 3 is cheaper than this, and it plays original PlayStation games.
Yep.
The original PS3 does for some.
Yeah.
Well, all the PlayStation 3s play PS1 games
Only the original
Only the
PS3 plays
plays-
PS2 games.
Oh, okay.
because the original is so they included an entire PS2 in the PS3. The original
Jesus.
one. That's why it was so
It doesn't
big
even
and
work very well with
expensive.
the PS2 ones though. Because I had it and it would play SSX Tricky, which is a PS2 game. Fuck you, Sony.
Yeah, you can get a PlayStation 1 for looks like $14 on eBay, $20 on some other things. And I'm sure you can get the games for just as much, if not cheaper.
Yeah, I don't know why. This seems.
I guess it doesn't have HDMI support, so I
Re-
guess you're missing out on
If
realistic-
you
that.
had
Yeah.
like a big price game, like a Conker's Bad Fur Day equivalent, that would make it worthy of the price.
Well, like they have Final Fantasy. I mean, I would say Final Fantasy 7, like that's iconic for PlayStation 1.
Yeah.
But that being said, you can get that on your PS4. I believe you can get it on your PS3.
It's getting remastered.
It's on PC too, I believe.
Yep.
Yeah.
Not PC2, but like PC1, but
Yeah,
as in 2 also.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we still don't have PC2 yet.
Yeah, still
Why
waiting
is
on that second console for the PC.
Yeah.
Damn it, PC.
But yeah, so like the only ones I can think of are like off the top of my head are like Crash Bandicoot, Spyro, Final Fantasy 7, and then Metal Gear Solid.
Mm-hmm.
There probably is a few more, but I'm not that big on PlayStations, and I didn't
Yeah.
have one back in the day,
I had one.
so
but
like I wouldn't know as well.
I
Thing is,
played
though,
other games. I don't know. I just
The thing is, though, you get the trilogy, the Spyro Reignited trilogy coming out. You already have the Crash Bandicoot Insane trilogy.
Mm-hmm.
Final Fantasy VII is getting remastered. Like, there's new versions of almost all of these.
yeah.
So why?
I don't know. People will
Sony.
buy them for silliness.
God damn it, Sony.
Sony's just doing weird shit all of a
Yeah.
sudden. Like it's just the past like year or so, they're just doing like making a lot of odd decisions.
You know when you're like close to failure and so you just panic?
Yeah.
That's what this feels like.
They're just like throwing shit.
I don't know.
out.
Maybe it's the
Flailing their arms.
maybe it's the top dog thing where people like
Oh, like
they
when you're
become
winning.
then you're winning, and so you
you
like
just-
slack because like you're like I'm winning, I can't lose,
Yeah,
and
so
then
you don't
know,
have to try anymore.
yeah, and so you don't try, and then guess what? You lose because that's like always happened for some. It seems like everybody who's ever been like top dog in the gaming industry has failed the next console generation because
Yeah.
they fucking rested on their
They rested on their laurels
Laurels.
and didn't
Tortoise in the hair, man.
And it's like, come on, you should like figure this out by now that you shouldn't do that, because like it's happened so many times where people are just like, oh yeah, we're just the best. So like it happened with PlayStation, with the PlayStation 2, and
yeah,
like,
and then the
PS3,
PS3
and
they
then
just
this,
shit the bed, and then like Xbox shit the bed with Xbox One because they were winning during 360.
Yep.
Next gen's gonna be weird. I don't know how it's gonna play out. I would guess Xbox is gonna do pretty well because they'll come out the gate with a bunch of. I would get like what they should do is like come out the gate with like a $400. All right, that's a very important number.
yeah,
$400 console. $399.99. Sorry, we can't.
$299.99. That would be insane.
If it was that'd be nuts. If it was like less, if it was cheap as hell, that'd be the best actually. As cheap as they can make it, while still being good, of course.
Right.
Free.
That'd be an interesting idea, but I don't think we're at that point
No.
yet.
Well,
But
I mean, they won't have the Connect to add $100 to it, so.
yeah,
It'll be built in this time. You'll be stuck with it.
but so
I wouldn't-
they got to come out the gate with like good price, good specs, of course. And then a bunch of games. That's all they have to do. They don't have to do anything else. That is literally all they have to do.
Right, like
And be like, it's back and pat with all of the everything. Like
yeah,
like it was
everyone
before.
was be like,
Everything.
okay, might as well get that because like I can play all my old games anyway.
Yeah,
Um,
and that's like, all right.
it's backwards compatibility with Xbox One, Xbox 360, and the original
Yeah,
Xbox.
it's like, all right, there we go.
And PlayStation, they should definitely
They
do
should
backwards.
do that as well. That should be a
like,
thing that they
for
should.
them.
If they don't, imagine if they don't. If they don't
Yeah.
do it. If they're like, it's too hard, we can't do it. It's
Well,
too,
yeah, like at
too hard.
the beginning of this console generation, they were like, "No, we can't do that." Same with Xbox, "No, we can't." But
Yeah.
Xbox did it.
Yeah, they did it. So.
like they figured out a way to do it.
Well, and all eyes are on Sony right now because back when cross-platform play was in question, they were like the one.
They were the one like shitting on.
Nah,
They're like, "No, we don't
we
want."
don't want to play with this.
yeah,
So
and they
everyone's watching Sony now.
They
like,
gave
what the hell are
reasons
they doing?
like, we want to protect our users or whatever.
Money.
From like,
All
yeah.
money.
dollar bills.
And Xbox has been, doing a lot of good things. Also, one thing I'm not sure if this is true or not. Xbox One, your downloads happen in the background, right?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, because I was playing my PS4. Maybe I don't have the most updated version, but like I had to like stop and wait for downloads. Like it interrupted. Like I couldn't do anything else. Or like at least for like
I think
updates.
it depends. I think PS4 can do that as
Well,
well.
like updates, I should
Yeah,
say.
it's-
Because like,
I'm not sure about that. If it.
I know it's downloaded like behind stuff
Yeah.
for like games, but like when I had to do an update to play Spider-Man, I had to
Yeah.
download it myself versus like my Xbox just automatically downloads it in the background. I don't know.
I don't know.
I mean, I could be wrong, so but I'm just saying if that is the case,
Yeah,
that's a bad thing.
for sure.
Anyway, classic. Maybe they should just introduce backwards compatibility.
Yeah, that would have been better, but I don't know. They don't seem to. They're not.
And aren't they doing that with like isn't it called PlayStation Now or something?
It's a streaming service.
Right.
Yeah. You gotta pay for it. Like.
Right.
Yeah.
Just like Nintendo with their NES games on the Switch.
PlayStation.
Except I guess you get online as well with that, so I guess it's not that bad.
PlayStation should brand pickles and be the PlayStation Classic Vlasic pickle.
Okay.
Solid idea.
Yeah.
Do it, Sony. That's your idea. Take it and run with it. Make pickles. Cut all console and like no games.
Side note.
Make pickles.
What would they call the next Xbox? Like, cause they call we know it's gonna be called PlayStation 5.
Yeah,
They always
yeah.
do that.
Yeah.
So what's the next Xbox?
I don't know.
I mean,
That's-
people would joke and say Xbox 2, but that's clearly
Yeah,
not
that's
gonna
not
be.
gonna happen.
The Xbox as well.
Like the Xbox 4? Probably not. Maybe just Xbox. Maybe like screw it. We're not naming them like any weird shit.
I
Anymore.
really hope it's not just Xbox. That's gonna confuse the shit out almost just as much as
Well,
Xbox
it's like
One
phones,
confused
right?
people.
Or at least iPhones. I don't know. Actually, maybe I thought iPhone switched to just iPhone.
No, they have
They have X or whatever numbers.
naming can be like the ones right now. There's the XS, the XS Max, and the XR.
Okay.
Just more letters.
Yeah, basically. Because the one I have is the
Xbox
I have
One
the
X.
so.
No, I guess that are sorry Xbox X.
That would be
Xbox
awful.
X.
No, don't. There is like almost no way to name it anything like the previous ones and have it be good. Like they just have to do stuff.
Well, the closest one I could think of that's like the old ones are like Xbox Infinite or.
Bad. I don't like that one.
I mean, their deal with naming is that they want it to be like this is like an all-encompassing game machine.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
why one is like the one game machine.
Yeah, and then it's like 360
like,
all around and everything.
But I feel like if they want to go really like hoity-toity on this one, they do something derivative
1080.
of Latin.
I don't.
Some
Maybe.
Latin derivative like.
I could
Hear
see
me out.
that.
Xbox 1080. You know, they're
Fuck
gonna
that.
do like fucking snowboard tricks and whatnot.
That'd be dumb.
and they bought 1080 from Nintendo and they're like, we're making 1080 snowboarding games now.
And that's it.
Just kidding. But yeah, PlayStation Classic coming out December 3rd, $100. Moving on, we have a Death Stranding trailer showcasing Troy Baker as some character who I have no idea who he is. He's got like a skull mask on, and then he like brings this weird creature after like creating these black like oil covered people.
Yeah.
Like
And then he makes like a
then he makes a
monster.
monster like
Yeah. It gives me no more answers, only more questions.
I mean, it's definitely going to be really symbolic, but it's definitely like a surrounded by death vibe.
Oh yeah,
Because like even the ground they were walking on was like, you know, like Hercules when he's traveling through hell and like the arms are like reaching out of the legs to grab. It was kind of like that as the ground, arms reaching out and grabbing. So probably very very symbolic. Something about being surrounded by death.
it's probably like life.
Yeah, it's probably like life.
It's probably a metaphor for life.
Everything's a metaphor.
Or he has that
for
child
life.
on his back, right? Maybe he's like a dad.
He's got the child in like this embryonic case and this flashing thing that looks like a fucking Doc Ock arm. Kinda.
Maybe he's a dad and he lost his child. No, this is like a sad game about that.
Norman fetus.
Norman fetus.
But yeah, I don't know. This stuff is weird. There's like nothing we know. It's been 4 years? No, 5 years.
5 years.
It was announced in 2013, right? With the original PlayStation 3.
Not this. Death Stranding.
Yeah.
I
Or
don't
maybe
think
it was
so, no.
2014 then.
I'm pretty because
It was like right around the
This isn't the
beginning, yeah.
Konami game,
Right.
And Kojima didn't. I don't think he didn't leave Konami until
Till after. Well, I guess Metal Gear Solid 5 came out
in
on the
2015.
PS4. Did it? I
Yeah,
thought
Metal Gear Solid, the last Metal Gear Solid game. Yeah, that came out in like 2015. Phantom Pain.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that came out earlier.
No, it's
Because like I feel like
the Phantom. Yeah, Phantom.
we've seen it at like 3 E3s though, right?
Yeah, it was.
So it's been at least 3 years.
Yeah, it was like right. Yeah, it was right after he left Konami.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we still don't know shit.
Yeah, we don't know
about it.
anything about that game.
Yeah, we don't have a date.
Do you think he just
Yeah.
like does tons of drugs and then writes for the game?
Maybe.
It's like, well, what if the whole time you're in the stomach of a horse? And then it turns into Mars. Oh, and everyone's dead. And it's like, okay, you need you to come back to planet Earth here. What are you doing, Kojima?
Yeah,
He's
I
a
don't
weird
know.
Dude.
He's weird. It's a PlayStation exclusive.
Mm.
Do you think he's as weird as his games, or is he like?
He's a pretty odd guy. You ever follow him on like
seems like a
Instagram or something?
dude.
No.
He's just an odd dude. He's nice, but you know.
Might have to follow him on some form of social
I
media.
follow him on Twitter. You're gonna have to like translate some things sometime, but it's cool because they usually have like a just translate button right underneath it. So, yeah. So yeah, Death Stranding stuff that we have no idea how to talk about.
Yeah.
Coming out sometime.
Sometime.
I think.
Who knows?
Coming out eventually.
Coming out at some point.
Maybe. Even eventually is like a maybe. Maybe it'll
Coming out at some point in the future.
Yes. Unless, we all die before that happens, in which case.
Yeah.
There's nothing you can do about that.
Whatever.
I mean, I guess you maybe could stop your... I don't know. If a meteor hit the Earth and caused a mass extinction,
yeah, we'd all be dead.
Yeah, it probably
there
wouldn't
really
come
be
I
coming.
think that would be the first thing aliens would see, and they'd be like, "What the fuck were these humans?"
And they're like, "Wow, this looks like our home planet," with all the weird creatures and everything, and the fetuses.
I didn't know they knew about us. Wow.
And this was like Kojima warning us, guys, this is coming. We've got to get ready for this. They're aliens, and they're going to.
They're gonna kill us all.
All right, that's it for the news this week. Let's get on to this juice. So this fall there is the gaming season when all the new games come out.
It is. It's the season of games.
What games are we getting this fall?
Spyro.
Yeah, Spyro.
Ignited. Yep. I'm big into Spyros, just about as much as Crash Bandicoot. Those are like my two games growing up. So.
I think I'm definitely getting Red Dead.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna get Red Dead for sure.
I'm gonna wait for it to come out, and I'm gonna probably get it after.
Yeah.
I don't pre-order anymore.
I'm just gonna. I mean, you don't.
Over pre-ordering.
I mean, you don't even have to pre-order.
I don't need the
you
cool,
can just
extra dark super cowboy skin.
You can just turn on your Xbox and click buy, and then
Yeah.
pre-ordering just in the
Pre-ordering
digital age is kind of silly.
It's just a mistake.
Well, because there's just infinite.
There's
infinite copies of this game.
Right.
Not,
Yeah, pre-ordering was hey, I might not get this copy because they might run out.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna save a copy for me.
But I'm gonna get Red Dead, and then there's actually a good chance I'll get the Call of Duty game this year because I want to.
Black Ops 4?
I want an FPS, yeah, but I don't. Oddly, I've played Battlefield 5 beta, and I'm not really all that interested.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah.
Ooh, Super Mario Party. I'm actually probably gonna get.
Well, yeah, we gotta play Mario Party then.
Yeah.
Yeah, for me.
Switch is so expensive. There's no way I'll break controllers. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, the controllers are fucking expensive.
Yeah,
but you could break controllers.
I would be angry for half a second and be like, "Nah, I can't break anything." I can't be angry.
So yeah, Spider-Man. I already got it and I already beat it. But you know what? I'm getting it this fall.
Mm-hmm.
It's awesome, by the way. Probably game of the year. Also, Super Smash Brothers Ultimate. It looks awesome. Every character ever, plus a lot of new ones, plus every stage ever.
For sure, I'm getting that too. For sure.
It really is the ultimate Smash Bros. Game, and I'm excited. And then otherwise, I might get Battlefield 5. Forza Horizon.
Oh yeah, there's a Forza Horizon
4 looks cool.
Huh.
I'm not.
Forgot about that.
I'll probably wait for reviews and stuff, but I like the Forza games. And
there's a Persona 3 too.
Wait,
Dancing in Moonlight.
Is that more like a remake or something, or a re-release, or?
It might be.
Because Persona 5 has already came out.
Yeah, Persona 3 is a PS2 game, so.
Well, why is it on the December release date?
It's probably a re-release of the game.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah, PS4, PS Vita. Persona 5, Persona 4.
Yeah, I'm not sure
Oh,
how many
PS4.
games I'll be getting this year. Just
I should get a
because
PS4 and play through Persona.
Oh yeah,
I've heard they're
I
pretty
won't.
good.
Yeah, Persona 4 is. I don't think that's on PS4, but
It will be in December.
oh, Persona 4 will be, or is that just Persona 3?
No, 3, 4, and 5. It says for PS4 and PS Vita in December.
So
If I'm wrong, I'm getting this from GameSpot.com, so you can blame them.
Nice. Well, yeah, I'm gonna get Persona at some point, but
yeah, I recommend Spider-Man if you
I
like
do
get
really
a
want to play that.
chance to play any like single player game.
Yeah.
Spider-Man, really good.
If I get a PS4, which hopefully I can here, it's going to be Spider-Man, God of War, the new one, obviously. Looks like the Personas come December. I got a pretty big list, actually.
What's it called? Crap, why can't I think of it? Horizon Zero Dawn.
I have that game. I just haven't played it yet, really. Same with God of War, actually. I have both of them.
Nice.
You just haven't played
I
it.
just haven't. I haven't even booted up God of
You
War.
monster.
Trevor has, but he couldn't do the controls. So
Okay.
seems like a common thing.
I need to play
actually.
Dragon Quest 9. I don't think I've ever
Yeah.
played a Dragon Quest.
Heard they're pretty good.
XI, is that 11 or 9?
That's 11.
That's
Yeah.
11.
IX would be 9.
Right.
Yes.
Fuck. Roman numerals. Dragon Quest 11. I've seen people play it and it looks pretty sweet. If you like turn-based RPGs. Nah, that's already came out.
Only
but That's fall.
Yeah,
That counts.
that does.
In some capacity.
Yeah, any other games?
I think that's about all I know I'm getting.
PUBG's
Yeah.
on Xbox One.
That game I don't like.
What?
It's
I don't know.
buggy as shit.
Yeah.
I'm not.
I don't know
Battle
if it's better or not now.
Battle Royale
It's
games are
not.
not.
It's still
my
buggy as
thing, So
The only Battle Royale game I play now is that Totally Awesome Battlegrounds or whatever. It's like a jokey, like silly physics Battle Royale game.
don't know.
Yeah.
All right. I think that does it for us on this episode of the Clever and Original Podcast. Jay, if people want to find you on the social media sphere, where can they do that?
Best place to come find me is on Twitter at Jayden Reinhart.
And JJ, where can people find you?
Twitter at JLarson107.
And you can find me at Kayley Misialek on Twitter. You can find us all at Clever_Original on Twitter. And as you are right now, listen to us each and every week on SoundCloud, iTunes, and other podcast services. And we'll catch you next week, guys, in episode 164.
Peace.